Halo, halo, cześć kochani. Witam Was w kolejnym odcinku Black Mirror. Tak, nadal męczymy tą grę, ale jesteśmy w nią coraz lepsi, mówię Wam. Także tak, teraz jesteśmy w takiej sytuacji, że Robert zaginął. To jest krewny Wiktorii, tak? Wiktoria, z tego co doszłam w swojej głowie, chyba jest naszą babcią, mimo że on się zwraca do niej Wiktoria. Wydaje mi się, że William był jego dziadkiem, no to wtedy miałoby to chyba sens jakiś. I tak, mamy się udać do Ashbury. Ashbury to jest sanatorium, to w którym Robert, powiedzmy, pracował i do którego został oddany James, czyli ten chłopak, który, jak się okazało, był nieślubnym, czy jest nieślubnym synem Williama, czyli tego, który pierwszy, jako pierwszy zginął, z powodu tej całej klątwy Black Mirror tutaj. Czyli ten, który wypadł z tej wieży, tak, na sam początku gry. No, więc tak, udamy się do tego sanatorium, a żeby się do niego udać, to musimy się udać za pomocą mapy. Czyli sobie otwórzmy mapę. I jedziemy szukać Roberta. Ashbury Sanatorium. Dobra.
I set off for Ashbury to find out why Robert hadn't returned yet. Someone has to know something about him there.
Zróbmy trochę głośniej.
The Ashbury Sanatorium, the place of laments as William used to call it.
Place of laments. No, ciekawe stwierdzenie. No, dobra. I dobra, czy tu jest jakiś może dzwonek? No jest dzwonek, ale dobra, rozejrzyjmy się w ogóle, co tu mamy.
The main gate is locked for the night.
No, to nawet ma sens, prawda? Żeby nikt tam nie właził. Co tu jeszcze możemy sobie tak podpatrzeć? O, ale pogoda nas piękna została. Dzwonek.
Hello?
Hello?
I know this is an awkward hour, but can you let me in? I would like to visit one of the patients.
We do not allow anyone in at this time. I'm sorry. You will have to come during regular visiting hours.
Tomorrow will be too late. Please, let me in and I'll explain everything.
Oh, are you a doctor?
No, I'm not.
Who have you come to visit then, in the middle of the night?
I've come because of Robert Gordon. He is the director here.
Yes, I happen to know who's director here, Mr.
Samuel Gordon. I'm sorry. I forgot to introduce myself.
Very well then. I'll make an exception, Mr. Gordon. Push the gate open when you hear the buzzer and go straight to the main entrance.
Proszę
I
się
will be
udać
expecting you in the lobby.
do głównego
Thank you.
wejścia. Udał się? No dobra, udaje się. Okej. No, taki trochę creepy ten szpital, nie? Cześć, babo. Gdzie jest Robert?
Thank you for letting me in.
Well, I would not have let you in if you weren't a relative of the head doctor.
Yes, actually, he is what I'm here about. You see, he hasn't shown up for a couple of days now, and I was hoping you might know something.
I'm afraid I will have to disappoint you then. He left the sanatorium the day before yesterday, late at night, and has not turned up again since.
Are you sure?
Of course. I have been on duty every day.
What time did he leave?
Around midnight, I believe. He always leaves quite late. He has had a lot of work to do lately.
Did he mention where he was going, or say anything unusual?
Give me a minute. No, I don't recall him saying anything special. In fact, he was very tired. Just said goodnight and left.
No dobra, a James?
I would like to visit a patient named James. Can you show me to his cell?
No, that's not possible, Mr. Gordon.
Can't you let me in?
Unfortunately, you will not be able to visit him, no matter what I could or could not do.
I don't understand.
Don't you know? James escaped the night before yesterday. I thought someone had told you.
No, I didn't know. How did he escape?
He must have gotten into the sewer system under the building. It should have occurred to me that he might do something like this.
Why? Did he say something to you?
Yes, I spoke to him the day before. He seemed much more anxious than usual, but there was more to it. I don't know if I can tell you. It is a delicate situation.
Please speak. It might be important. Maybe it will shed some light on the whole matter with Robert.
Do you think it may be related?
I don't have a clue. Please tell me what you know.
All right. James was more anxious than usual, as I said. It was hard to understand what he was trying to tell me, but it was the head doctor that he was speaking about. He said he knew something important, but he could not tell anyone what it was.
Did he say what it was exactly?
No, it seemed to me that he was afraid to talk. He kept asking me to put in a word for him with one of the doctors so he could go home. But he insisted that I not mention it to the head doctor. He acted quite desperate, so I promised I would help him.
What happened then?
Well, James does tend to be very moody, but I would not say that he is dangerous. I have known him for years now, and most of the time he's made very little trouble. So I went to the head doctor to ask him for a temporary leave permit for James.
But you said he didn't want Robert to know.
I had to promise that, but without the signature of the head doctor, no patient can leave this place. He didn't agree, though, and defended his opinion quite firmly. It seemed rather strange to me, such rigidity, I mean.
Did you speak with James after that?
No, I didn't want to further disconcert him. And the next day, he escaped. I cannot tell you anything more. I have no idea why he wanted to go back home so suddenly.
You have been quite helpful. Thank you. Why would James want to get away so desperately and suddenly?
Myślę, że zacznijmy od
And
tego,
why
że James
didn't
w ogóle,
Robert allow him to return to the castle?
no właśnie, nie chciał
It
tu
seems to
mieszkać,
me
nie?
that these things are related somehow.
Kto by chciał mieszkać w szpitalu
That's all.
psychiatrycznym, jeżeli
Thanks.
jest całkiem niedaleko stąd zamek, który tak naprawdę no w jakiś sposób on może trochę dziedziczyć po tym Williamie, mimo że to nieślubne dziecko, prawda? Tak mi się wydaje. Okej. Tam się nie dostaniemy, możemy tylko spojrzeć, co to w ogóle jest.
This is the way to the patient's cells. No one is allowed to go there at night. It's full of clean water. I won't be digging in that trash. It's mostly old papers.
Czy jesteś pewny? W śmietnikach czasami są bardzo ciekawe rzeczy, muszę ci powiedzieć, szczególnie w grach przygodowych, mój drogi.
The water in it will be pretty cold.
Tu jakaś krew, albo nie wiem, wydaje mi się.
I can't open it. She would see me.
No, raczej da. Okej, wyjdźmy.
Terrible weather.
No, nie da się ukryć, ale powinieneś być w zasadzie przyzwyczajony, nie?
A sewer. Maybe the main output of the ventilation system of the building.
Chodźmy tutaj. Idź dookoła, okej. No i proszę bardzo. I mamy tutaj sobie...
A few beer bottles, old containers, and rusty cans. Just rubbish. A syringe. Looks quite clean.
Quite clean. Nie wiem, czy bym się skusiła na quite clean. No dobra. Strzykawka, młotek. Kolejny śmietnik.
Old junk destroyed by wind and rain. There's no point messing with it.
No, skoro tak mówisz, to niech ci będzie. I czy coś tu jeszcze? Aha, jakieś butelki tu mamy. Tylko.
A few bottles of beer. The labels are not very damp. The bottles haven't been out long. 10-degree lager.
Ło,
10-degree lager.
kurde, mocne.
I'll have a look.
No, you have a look. Widzisz tam coś?
This must be the thermostat regulating the temperature of the ventilation. I can't see any controls on it. It's probably entirely automatic. It's probably entirely automatic.
Może tak być, ci powiem.
The
Trend.
middle rod seems to be loose. Maybe I could pull it out somehow. It won't move. I'll have to loosen the brick that's holding it.
Cegła.
It's holding firmly to the masonry. I can't move it.
No dobra, przecież mamy młotek. Możemy jakoś doczepnąć młotkiem? No o właśnie.
I can't reach it. I can't reach it.
A, są inne rzeczy. Dobra, nie wiem,
I can't reach it.
co z tym zrobić. Może tym nożykiem? Jak tu jest nożyk? Dobra, zapukajmy do drzwi. Cześć.
Who the hell is that? Nurse, is that you again?
Nie.
I'm heating the place like I'm supposed to. Not one of those crackpots of yours is freezing. Don't you worry.
Spoko.
The boiler
Bo
is
mnie
running
siostra
full
to
blast,
sam
so leave me alone.
This is Samuel Gordon. Can you open the door?
Who?
I'd just like to ask you about something.
Yeah? What do you want from me?
My Uncle Robert runs this institution. Can you let me in?
I couldn't care less about who's running this booby hatch. I don't belong to the doctor bunch, and I don't have to obey old Gordon. Give me a break and mind your own business.
All right, but I just need to find something out. Then I'll be gone.
Oh well, okay, what do you want?
Dobra, weź mi opowiedz wszystko.
It seems to be quite hot inside. Are you heating at full power?
There's no other way when the weather's like this. I'll sit here the whole day and night in this awful heat.
Well, you can turn it down a little, can't you?
Impossible. They've just installed this new regulator. It takes care of maintaining the right temperature for itself. If it could also do the shoveling for me, I'd have one less thing to worry about.
So why don't you just leave the door open?
Well, that's another problem. I don't want the nurse checking up on me. She comes by to have a peek inside here from time to time to see whether I'm asleep or something. When the door is closed, I can cool myself down with beer whenever I want.
I see.
To 10% ten lager, który tam stoi?
Have you seen Dr. Gordon recently?
No, I haven't. I'm closed. Nobody ever comes around here anyway, except the head nurse. I last saw him about a month or so ago. Yeah, last month. It was Thursday, I think. No, not after that. But you said you were his nephew, didn't you?
No, trochę tak.
Yes, I did.
Well, then it's you who should know where he is.
No właśnie go szukam.
What do you know about the runaway patient?
There was a lot of confusion about his escape here. Haven't a clue why they made so much fuss over one silly loony.
That loony is a member of my family. He may be disturbed, but he's no fool.
Oh, I'm sorry. How could I know that you were related?
Now, why I asked. You know this place well, right?
Sure. I've worked here for some years now.
If you wanted to get outside, how would you do it?
Listen, these are some odd questions, you know. Aren't you an inspector or something like that?
O Jezu, stary.
Yes, of course. I'm carrying out a midnight checkup of sanatorium security from the boilerman's viewpoint. Come on, I'm no inspector. So what is the simplest way out?
Well, I have no idea why you're interested in this, but I don't think there's a simple way out. Maybe from the hall, into the sewers under the building. Other than that, I don't know. If you manage to get that far, the rest wouldn't be a problem. The sewer has several openings that nobody's watching. Why are you asking anyway?
I'm just considering all the alternatives.
Right.
I have to see the cell from the inside. If it's impossible to get out, as everyone says, how could James have escaped without someone
No,
having helped him? Who could have helped him? That nurse, maybe. Or Robert himself. Robert's disappearance is surely connected with James somehow.
I see you have a decent supply of beer. What if the head nurse saw those bottles?
No big deal. You can see them outside. As long as she doesn't catch me with one in my hands, she has nothing to complain about.
I won't be keeping you any longer.
Good.
Degree lager.
Okej, a gdyby tak zadzwonić do Black Mirror i powiedzieć Wiktorii, że niestety nie wiemy, gdzie jest Robert.
May I speak with you?
Sure.
I need a little time here without being watched.
Could you possibly do me a favor? I'd like to make a call to the manor to check if anything has changed regarding Robert. If you could show me where the phone is.
I'm sorry, I can't let you inside. But I could call myself.
Right. Here's the number then.
I do not need it. It is in the internal phone book. Wait here.
No i co, pójdzie sobie? I poszła sobie.
All right, I need to do this quickly before she returns. The label doesn't ring a bell. It has a slot of some kind at the bottom. It has a slot of some kind at the bottom. The cabinet is locked. I haven't got the key. It has a slot of some kind at the bottom.
Co my mamy takiego ciekawego?
There are some coins in it.
Aha. Może nam się ta moneta przyda. Ale mamy rzeczy.
The coin fits in the groove at the bottom. A little key was hidden there.
No proszę. I to jest pewnie kluczyk do tego, do tej szafki z lekami, prawda? No przecież.
Cantropin diminishes headaches. I still have enough of my own pills. Some drops. Not really what I'm looking for. Bephenol. I have no idea what it's good for. Maybe a relaxant, who knows? A strong sedative will put a person to sleep for a whole day.
Podpieprzył leki uspokajające, no ładnie. Okej, i co? Mogę już sobie stąd wyjść? A ona? Przyszła? Ha, przyszła.
It took a while. No one was answering the phone this late.
No problem. Did you learn anything about Robert?
Unfortunately, Mr. Gordon has not returned yet.
I see. Thank you for your time.
You are quite welcome. It was nothing.
That's all. Thanks.
No, spoko. Dobra, ja mam teraz leki usypiające. I w zasadzie... No to w ogóle była... Fontanna tu była. Tylko gdzie to jest?
I can't go back yet.
Nie dobra. A, zaraz, przecież fontanna była w środku. A ja mam chusteczkę i sobie ją mogę namoczyć, bo mamy niecny plan, jak zepsuć termostat. Ha.
I soaked it in cold water. A strong sedative.
Dobra, pójdźmy sobie tam z powrotem. Teraz tak, mamy leki usypiające i mamy strzykawkę.
I spilt a little, but the syringe is full of sedative now.
I mamy butelki po piwie.
I'll go with full dose, so it kicks in fast.
No, by tylko wziął dobrą butelkę, nie? Chodzi o to, że chcemy uśpić strażnika.
Now, get him to drink it.
I... Gdzie jest to okienko?
I can't reach it. It should be possible to confuse the sensor of the thermostat with cold water. The temperature inside will rise noticeably for a while.